Now, contending for the faith. In this regular feature, Dave and Tom respond to questions from listeners and readers of the Berean Call. Here's this week's question. Dear Dave and T.A., will you please answer the following questions? Is it scientifically true that our minds comprise two parts, the conscious and the subconscious or unconscious mind? Is it true that the subconscious mind is the one that regulates most of our actions? And is it true that the subconscious is also in charge of our learned behavior?
Dave, this must have come from somebody who's been following our series on psychology, and certainly we're conscious, and certainly there's a time when I'm sleeping and so on. I mean, things that go on that I'm not thinking about that somehow may be contained within my mind. Maybe the brain has some aspect of or some control over that. But what this person is laying out here, they want to know if Freud was right. Are our actions in life predetermined or determined by some event prior to the time it's being played out?
Well, Tom, they don't even know what the mind is, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
What is the mind? Well, it's not physical. It's not the brain. That was amazing because Freud was a materialist.
He was a medical doctor.
Yeah. So where does this mind come in? What part of the brain is the mind, okay? Now, we know today, at least neurologists, neurosurgeons and so forth, would tell you that the brain is like a computer programmed by something not connected to itself, not part of itself, which we call the mind. The mind is non-physical, the brain is physical, okay? So now, the mind. We'll talk about not having a mind of your own. We're back to Agnes Sanford now. Getting in touch with a super mind or something. I don't know why I do things. Now, it's true that habits or experiences from the past or your brain has been thinking of something, I can head for the refrigerator.
Dave, does your brain think?
Oh, no, it doesn't. But you've been thinking of something. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I can head for the refrigerator, and then when I get there, I don't remember what I went there to get. Now, of course, I wouldn't say that I'm old, but I could be getting there. But Solomon said, you could say, well, where does dreams come from? A dream cometh through a multitude of business. And this is what Solomon said. In other words, your brain is like a computer playing back experiences that you've had. Mm-hmm. It's amazing, people you've seen and so forth. But the unconscious mind, is it really in charge? And is that why we do the things we do? Well, I don't think so, unless the unconscious mind is slipping it in there on me and I don't even know. I don't think the unconscious mind runs the show. Now, has it been all predetermined, then I'm just a stimulus response mechanism. So my mind has become a mechanism. So you can program me, Tom, like make me salivate like Pavlov's dog or B.F. Skinner's rats or pigeons or whatever. I think man is more than that. And Freud overdid the unconscious.
Mm-hmm. Dave, I think many of these ideas that come out of psychology, we talked about the mind sciences earlier. Some of them have an element of truth. Mm-hmm. For example, what is that connection between the mind, the non-physical part of our makeup, and the physical part? Well, there's a psychokinesis there, but there is a connection there, and that's pretty well proven.
That is your mind,
right,
when you're conscious.
Right. But just because my mind can, has an effect on my body doesn't mean I can move furniture around the room with my mind through psychokinesis. The whole idea of thinking positive thoughts and so on, that has an element of truth as opposed to, being dour, being, just having an unhappy spirit, just a person you don't want to be around. So there are elements of truth in this, but all of a sudden, we see psychology, we see the mind sciences and so on taking these things over as to we're controlling the universe, let alone our own bodies.
Now, let's specifically deal with these questions again, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
What's the first question?
Okay. Is it scientifically true that our minds are comprised of two parts, the conscious and the subconscious or unconscious mind?
No, it's not scientifically true. And I could quote Nobel Prize winners who say, we don't even know what consciousness is. Consciousness is not scientific because science can only deal with material matter. And the mind is non-material. Okay, so you cannot have a science of mind, number one.
So is it true that the subconscious mind is the one that regulates most of our actions?
Well, Tom, if you mean that I'm not conscious of what my actions are going to be until my subconscious causes me to do them,
right.
I don't think that's true. I mean, you don't work math problems that way. You don't make decisions to decide to get married.
You make conscious choices throughout your life.
Absolutely.
Right.
Now, there may be some elements of experience in there that are influencing your thinking, but it's not what they're making it out to be.
And finally, is it true that the subconscious is also in charge of our learned behavior? In other words, am I the product of things that are going on below my conscious thinking?
Number one, it's not scientific, and they try to make science out of psychology, as we've mentioned in the past, and you cannot do it. Number two, when you're talking about mind, you're talking about something non-physical, which science cannot deal with, it can't even explain it. Now, to jump from there then, and to say there's really my unconscious mind that is behind all of my behavior, and that I'm learning through my subconscious to act in certain ways. It simply is not scientific. It's not proven, and it's contrary to experience. I certainly think I make some choices.
Well, Dave, so we're recommending that people don't go out and buy those tapes that they listen to as they sleep. They put on to condition their subconscious to change their lives.
Tom, let me quote as we close, Proverbs 4:7. Wisdom is the principal thing. Doesn't sound like the unconscious mind. Therefore, get wisdom. That takes thought. And with all you're getting, get understanding. And that's not going to come to you unconsciously.
For more information about the Berean Call, call us toll-free at our order number or visit our website